the Olympic Committee president, Thomas Bach, said this about the Algerian fighter.
How can somebody being born, raised, competed, and having a passport as a woman?
I'm going to stop it right now. She was not born a woman. He's a dude. He was born with XY chromosomes. The fact that he's been raised as a woman since birth has nothing to do with his biology. Nothing whatsoever. And the fact that he has a passport doesn't mean shit. In Canada right now, you can change your passport. Even if you were born as a woman, you can change your passport to a dude or vice versa. If you were born as a dude, you can now have a female passport. And I think that you don't even have to specify your gender. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Cannot be considered a woman. If they are coming up with something, we are ready to listen. We are ready to look into it.
Again, that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit, because right after this video, I will share with you what the IBA and the WBO, two of the biggest organizations of boxing in the world, one amateur, the other one professional, but two of the biggest organizations in the world of boxing, what they had to say. So the fact that he's saying right now that he will listen is bullshit, because they've been telling him, but they got no answers from him. Let's continue.
But we will not take part in a politically motivated, sometimes politically motivated cultural war.
Now this is laughable, because he basically is saying that he will not take part of politics, yet he's accepting dudes fighting in the Olympics. How is that not political? How is that not political?
And allow me to say that what is going on in this context in the social media with all this hate speech, with this aggression and abuse.
Here we go again with hate speech. As soon as somebody like me will say that this is wrong, that will speak the truth, because this is the truth. XY chromosomes means you're a dude. This is not up for debate. Again, we don't care that you want to dress as a woman. That's up to you. But to try to tell me that it's hate speech that I'm doing because I'm calling a man is fucking bullshit. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's what Marxists do. People like him will, I'm a victim because, that's hate speech. Telling the truth is not hate. It is not.
And fueled by this agenda is totally unacceptable. Every woman who is according to the rules.
Okay, every woman. Okay, take a look at this picture. I froze the video for a second, but take a look at this picture. That dude is 6 feet tall. Look at the shoulder. Super round shoulder, literally no boobs, biceps, massive muscular structure. Look at him. It even looks like he has a fucking Adam apple. Like, it's insane. I'm not saying he does, but from this angle, it seems like it does. This is not a woman. Did you guys see what the other women in that competition looks like compared to him? He's literally 6 feet tall. Like, that's just insane.
A woman then has to be allowed, and the definition of who is a woman, and to ensure the fairness of the competition. For this, we have our framework in place.
What is a woman? Those are the people that cannot even define what a woman is, but now they know, they can tell us that this is a woman, although the IBA and the WBO have told them, the IOC, that that dude had XY chromosomes.
This needs a scientific base to be carefully evaluated, and this is the only base on which you can find or come to a proper decision.
So basically what he's saying is that the only thing he's going to agree with is his feelings. That's basically what he's saying. Because as you'll see next, there's two organizations, the IBA and the WBO, which are two of the biggest organizations of boxing in the world. They're both saying that this is a dude, that they did genetic testing on him and he has XY chromosomes, yet they still won't listen. And don't forget this. We got a guy that is claiming hate speech when he's the one hating against the biological women that have trained their whole life to get a chance to compete at the Olympics. As an amateur fighter, this is the biggest dream, and not just as a fighter, but just as an amateur athlete. This is the dream of every single little girl and little boy out there that's ever competed in a sport, is to make it to the Olympics. And now we got dudes fighting women. Dude fucking fighting women. It's absolutely, absolutely insane. But look at this. This is, so the IBA, which is one of the biggest organization in the world. And that was the organization that was actually responsible for sanctioning, for testing, for doing hormone testing, genetic testing on its athlete prior to this Olympic. And here is what one of the VPs had to say. Actually, the IBA president, based on DNA test, we identified a number of athletes who tried to trick their colleagues into posing as women. According to the result of the test, it was proven that they have XY chromosomes. Such athletes were excluded from competition. Because you might not know this, but Khelif was disqualified in 2022 from the IBA, the IBA's World Boxing Championship. He was disqualified. He was also disqualified in New Delhi in 2023 for the same tournament, for the Women's World Boxing Championship. So you got the president of the organization that is responsible for testing, genetically testing their competitors to make sure that they are the sex that they say they are. And as you just heard from the IOF president, the IOC, president, they're ready to listen, yet they're not listening to the IBA. But if that's not enough for you, you know what? You don't like Russia, no problem. IBA is out, you don't like Russia. Okay. The WBO, which is one of the biggest professional boxing organization in the world, is saying, like the vice president of the WBO, Iswan Kovac, said this: the issue isn't Khelif's elevated testosterone level, which can be managed nowadays. It's the biological gender test that identify the boxer as male. So he's basically saying that the problem is not with his testosterone level. The problem is with the fact that the genetic testing showed him to be a man. But remember what Bax said from the IOC, that if they were shown information that they should look at, they would. Yet they refuse to endorse the IBA, and they refuse to even listen to the WBO. As per the vice president, they sent all that information to the IOC and they chose not to listen. You got two guys fighting at the Olympics in women's divisions. And who's the victim here? The two dudes. Really? So the two guys that are cheating by fighting women are the victim of hate speech by people like me because I say that they have XY chromosomes like the IBA has shown and as the WBO has shown. Yet I'm the one that's hating. How about those women that are being hated on by two dudes? How about these women that are being beaten by dudes? They're literally being beaten in a ring in front of everybody in women's competitions by dudes. And you know what? I will say this. It's a good thing that both those fighters are mediocre, that they're not really good fighters. Like those guys would get demolished in boxing, in masculine boxing. It's a very good thing for these women in those competitions, in the Olympics right now, that those two fighters are not good. They're really, really not good for men fighters. They might be good for women fighting, but for dudes, they're fucking horrendous. And that might be a very good thing. That's the only thing that I can see that is a good news in all of this is just the fact that those two dudes sucks. Because I don't know if you ever heard of somebody called Fallon Fox. That was a dude that was allowed to fight women in MMA 10 years ago. He fought a woman called Tamika Brents. I will show you what it looks like. And can you tell me which one is Fallon Fox? Pretty fucking obvious, right? The dude on the left is jacked, absolutely jacked. And look at the woman on the right. Like she's pudgy. Like she's not fighting. As a guy that fought for years, she's not fighting in the right weight category. Like she should be losing at least 20 pounds in order to make sense. You need to be shredded as a fighter. But the point of the matter is, look at the difference between the men and the women. And those are the same weight. But in general, women carry more fat. Men are able to get leaner than women do. But look at the difference. It's absolutely insane to think that this dude fought this woman. But the worst part out of all of this is what happened to Tamika Brents, which I'm very happy that this will not happen in boxing because under MMA rules, you're able to throw elbows, you can throw knees, kicks. So the damage is normally more intense. But look at what happened after they fought. This is the result. This is what Tamika Brents looked like after the fight. Fallon Fox broke her orbital bone, ripped open her cranium, and actually fractured her skull. And this is why I'm against it. This is why what's going on at the Olympics is bullshit. And the only people that are going to get hurt in all of this are the women competing. Why are we making two dudes victims when it is the women, the biological women, that are the victims here? They did nothing wrong except show up to the Olympics. They worked their whole fucking life to show up there, to be able to qualify for the Olympics. They show up there, and now you have a bunch of woke Marxist idiots telling them that they need to fight dudes. It's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane. This just pisses me off to no end. There's no way as a trainer that if I would have showed up to a fight with one of my amateur girls, and that's the type of person I would have seen in the ring, I would have said, yeah, fuck you. We're out. We're not fighting a dude. We're not fighting a dude. No way. No fucking way. We're not fighting a dude. This is just going to end up bad for my fighter. I don't understand why the coaches and the fighters at the Olympic right now are just saying, you know what, screw this shit. We're not fighting dudes. This is not fair. We're not fighting dudes. Because this is not only a political thing, but it is a question of safety. Like those women are at risk. You saw what a dude like Fallon Fox did to Tamika Brents. This is no fucking joke. Those type of injuries that she had are career-ending injuries. This is the thing they don't talk about. This is why virtue signaling is such bullshit, and it's absolutely dangerous for these women. They're fighting dudes. We're taller, we're stronger, we're faster, we have a higher bone density, we have a higher muscle mass, we're better in every single way when it comes to genetics. And I'm not talking about the best woman athlete in the planet versus a dude that's never trained. I'm talking two trained individual. Martial art levels the fields for people that are trained against untrained. But martial arts does not level the field between the trained and the trained. This is why they have weight divisions. This is why you don't have a guy that's 205 pounds fighting a guy that's 155 pounds, because there's a massive fucking difference in strength. It's absolutely ludicrous that we allow this to happen. And it's absolutely insane that people are in favor for this. And you know what I've noticed? Every single person that is for this crap has never fought, has never entered the ring. They have never competed in those sports. They do not understand the strength difference. Oh, they're the same weight. They're the same thing. Fuck no. Fuck no. There's a very good fucking reason men and women don't compete with each other, especially in sports. especially in sports. It's insane that those people that have never competed in their lives will tell people that are competing, suck it up, buttercup, that's a woman because she says she's a woman. Fuck no. Genetic is showing the contrary, that that's a dude.